showtime. There we are. Took a bit, but we got it there. It took
Oh,
us
hello,
exactly
Rose.
59 minutes.
Rose.
Hello.
Yes. Hello,
Hello,
Rose. We are
Jillian.
live on the Successful Women Show. And we are so humbled and privileged to have Rosemary on our show. Welcome, Rose. It's been a long journey. We had technical problems, but you are very patient. Thank you so much. Rose, would
Are
you
we not constantly learning something new?
Yes. Rose, would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to our audience, our viewers? Let them know who you are and what you do, please.
My name is Rosemary Calder, and as you can see by the American flag in the back and my accent, I am from the United States. I live close to the Canadian border. I live in Niagara Falls. Came over here about 14 years ago. Now, what I do, my original field was computer information systems. I'm an IT geek. But then I got more involved with doing training. And as I did more training, I understood what a need there was, especially since I am extremely shy myself, which a lot of people don't believe. So now I've taken what I've learned and some of the techniques that I've learned, and I'm working primarily with young people and with women to help them find their voice so other people can listen to them with a smile on their face. So that's me.
Yes, you always have a smile on your face, Rose, which is so warm and welcoming. So you help people to find a voice. Can you go deeper in that? How do you help them?
The interesting part, a lot of people, there's statistics. There's always tons of statistics on every topic. And one statistic is the top 10 fears of people's lives is death is number 3. Public speaking is number 1. So people would rather die than to speak in public. Saying that, the fear that most people have about speaking in public is they're afraid that their audience is not going to listen to them or misunderstand them, or they don't want to hear what they want to say.
Mhm.
What I help people do, because people do want to hear from others, I help the people that are speaking to package their words and ideas the way they want to say it for the most people can listen to them. So I take it and I try to make a better you. I don't want people to sound like me. How boring would the world be if everybody sounded like me? But I want people to understand you and what you're trying to convey. That's it in a
So
nutshell.
beautiful. Wow. So for all the ladies out there who want to learn how to speak, Rosemary is the go-to person. Well, our next question too is tell us what influenced you to become what you are today.
Like most women, we have different issues in our lives. Mine was I was divorced with a young child. So that happens to a lot of us. And of course, you always want to have a life better for your children. So I'm in the workforce and I'm extremely shy. I could not convey what I wanted to say to my team. And I was struggling along. And then I ended up in Chicago and I got invited to go to the Oprah Winfrey show, conversation that she had. Yeah, that's like 15, 20 years ago. And seeing that woman on stage, to watching the people in the audience just absorb her. It was like making a point individually. And I came back and I was in such total awe of her communication skills that between her and between my boss who suggested I go for additional communication skills, I joined an organization called Toastmasters. I'm saying Toastmasters International, it's a nonprofit educational program. There's dozens of other ones in the world. But I went
Mm,
there and I learned how to speak correctly. Lots of people said they can talk, but speaking correctly is a whole different thing. So
mm.
my initial hero was watching people communicate, but I had to put it on one person. It has to be Oprah Winfrey. She really encouraged me to learn the art of communication.
Wow. And indeed, Oprah Winfrey inspires a lot of women. I do myself love watching her shows.
Mhm.
Today, our topic is how skills build confidence. We are all excited and so fired up to just learn how can our skills help us to build confidence.
When you're learning skills, people say, I want to develop self confidence. Yes, but there's a step before that. It's like saying, I want to be a gourmet cook, but you've never stepped in a kitchen before. So you need to learn some of the basics. For instance, most people that are listening to us have drove cars. The first time you got in the car, behind the wheel, it took you a long time, 15 minutes, to make sure you adjusted the mirrors, have the radio where you want it to be, the seats are set up. It took you a
Mm,
while, those first few slap on some lipstick and I'm pulling out of the parking place. Because some of the skills that I've learned is so ingrained in myself now that I have self confidence to drive, but I've also learned the skills, the basic skills to be able to speak, which means in any type of environment, learning basic skills, you will be able to communicate with credibility. And
mm,
I will say that's why I work mostly with women, is because the workforce, the public at large, does have a tendency of giving women less credibility than men. And this is something
mm.
we need to deal with. We've got to recognize it, as unfair as it may be. We have to recognize it. But then, after, how do we manage it to bring out the best in ourselves?
Mm.
So, that's a
Wow.
little bit of a tip.
That,
I teach some basic skills.
wow. Yes. We have to learn to manage our skills, and in that way, we obtain confidence. Wow, absolutely
Exactly.
marvelous.
There's no other way, there's no shortcut.
Mm, mhm. Okay. Any challenges that we should anticipate or that you have faced probably along your journey to, discovering your skills or learning your skills that you feel some of the women or entrepreneurs may be facing, and you know we might learn from some of the challenges that you've gone through and how to overcome them.
I'm going to say something that has been said many times before, but until it affects you personally, you don't understand what you're trying to accomplish. Women
Mm,
generally are the nurturer of their universe, whether it's their parents, their children, their husbands, their partners. As a result, we have a tendency as women, and I'm stereotyping just a little bit, we as
mm,
women have a tendency of feeling guilty when we promote ourselves, our ideas, or even having some time to create these ideas. And it's so difficult because, especially, I'm much older than you are, but when I first started in the workforce, the big concept was, well, you're neglecting your children by going in the workforce. You should be staying at home and being a parent with them. And when I tried to explain, I wanted to be a role model for my kids that hard work will accomplish goals for you, whether you're male or female. A lot of times you would get criticized for that. And
mm,
sometimes you've got to really go by your own concept, your own feelings. It's hard to turn off people, especially parents, siblings are usually the hardest on people, is to say, I need to do this, and it ultimately will be the best for your family.
Mm.
Go with
Wow.
your goal,
That
go
was
with
a
your
big
heart.
challenge. Yeah,
It is a big
that
challenge.
was a big challenge. And I've
Mm-hmm.
definitely learned from what you've just told me. Yeah. So, is there one lesson you have learned or in life, in business, that one lesson that you feel the viewers or anybody who will listen to this video after will learn
One
any one
lesson,
lesson?
if I can reinforce over and over and over again, and it should be your mantra, is the fact when you do not succeed in something, it is not a failure. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's something that you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to achieve a business and the business doesn't go, other people telling you it may be a failure, don't listen to them. If you have a workplace instance, and sometimes the hardest thing is to walk away from something that's comfortable. You know you're getting a regular paycheck, but you hate that job. You hate going to work in the morning. So you say, oh, I don't want to quit. I don't want to be considered a failure or a loser. You're neither. The guts to take to get out of your comfort zone is more courage than anyone can even imagine until they do it themselves. It's
Mm.
very hard. Admitting that something didn't work and trying again is the most courageous act anybody can ever do. It's so much
Mm.
easier to whine.
Wow. Thank you so much. We've now come to the end of our interview. Thank you for sharing with us all these wonderful nuggets, these words of wisdom. I believe we have all learned so much in these few minutes that you have shared with us. Just lastly, if you can let our viewers know where they can find you, if you have any offers, any websites you want to share with them, please feel free. This is your moment.
Tons of them. Let me, there's a couple of things here. What I've been talking about all the time is following your dreams. You're entitled to them. My business is called Unbeatable Dreams. I do workshops, I do coaching, I do working with young people. So if you want to check out the website, it's www.unbeatabledreams, all one word.com. I also have a radio show in Milton Keynes that you can listen to on Sundays between noon and 2 o'clock. And to be able to listen to it, it's on the internet. So you can hear, I've had listeners from New Zealand, from Turkey, from the United States. And to listen to me on the radio show is www.mkhrs.uk. And one final tip before you speak in front of anybody, or you have to give a talk and you're feeling those nerves creeping up on you, just before you go on stage, think to yourself, showtime. When you do that, it decreases your heart rate, puts a smile on your face, and then you're ready for anything. Thank you, Julia, for having me on here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Rose. Thank you, viewers, all those that have tuned in. If you can let us know where you're listening in from. If you're in America, hashtag America, or if it's a replay, let us know replay. And we continue to apologize for the late. We didn't meet. We were meant to meet at 1 and we delayed. Sorry for the technical issues, but we love you all and we wish you a great day. Bye bye.